Hi, my name is Hans Derkach, and we're at the Friends of Citrus and the Nature Coast. We're going to interview one of our best volunteers here, uh, Caroline Waterhouse, or CJ as she's known to her friends. The Grief Center, the Friends of Citrus and Nature Coast, and I'll read you their mission statement just to give you some idea of what we're about, is to provide help, hope, and healing to people in grief. They have a wing center to support grief groups, workshops, wellness and social programs. They have educational workshops, and we have educational materials here. We have about 30 people now coming every Wednesday to chair yoga. And this, as you might have surmised, is Caroline, CJ.
Well, how I got to be a cashier? I don't know. I helped somebody one day, and I ended up being the cashier. I call this my outlaw family because I have no relatives here. Everybody has in-laws. These are my outlaws.
You've been doing that since 2007 here?
I started over in the old building. I've been in this building since it opened. I went in there a couple times and bought stuff. She says, if you volunteer, you can get a discount. so the very day they did my paperwork, I went to work. I used to price the clothes, hang them up, take them out into the room and hang. It was a lot different than it is now. I don't know how I ended up being the cashier, but I don't mind. I enjoy it.
When were you born?
When was I born?
Yeah.
January 25th, 1928.
1928.
On Mickey Mouse's birthday.
Where were you born?
Detroit, Michigan.
Detroit,
Michigan. I'm from. My grandfather built the house that we lived in, what I grew up in. My grandfather, his name was Miller, and there's a Miller Road in Detroit named after him. But he built our house. We had a big two-family house. I didn't know him, and the only picture I have of my grandfather is holding me in his arms, and one of my other two sisters, the older ones, in front of me. The street I grew up on was Superior, and down at Gratiot Avenue was the main drag, and as you went Superior towards Gratiot, they had two soda plants, and we used to go down there and collect the bottles they threw away. On Saturdays, you could go to the movies for a dime. We used to sit on the front porch at night and sing songs. This was after around wartime. We sang songs until my parents sat on the porch while we were all sitting out there singing, and they'd say, "Okay, time to go to bed." So, but we did a lot of. I grew up with a lot of music.
What's the funniest thing that happened to you when you were on the cash register?
Funniest thing?
Yeah.
Oh God. One funny thing was this guy came in, and he came to the counter and he said, "I come in to see that 97-year-old cashier."
That'd be me.
Yeah, he came in just to see.
Yeah. Would you encourage people to volunteer for this or other organizations?
Yes, I do. They say, "Oh, I don't know what to do with all my time." I said, "Volunteer." I think volunteering is good for my soul, anyhow. I can be a brat when I want to be. Our bag sale, they used to only have it twice a week. Now they have it every day.
Well, I was here Saturday, and that Saturday half price thing they got
Yeah.
is well attended. I mean, the cars were at the parking lot. The parking lot was full.
Yeah.
Plus, you had those people over there had their own stuff out on the parking
Yeah.
lot.
Well, they want stuff that's old and used like me. I started my volunteering at the hospital. I was not a cashier. I worked in a pharmacy, and I knew all the doctors, and I went. Well, then when I moved to this area after he died, I gave the hospital up because that was 17 miles one way to go, so I come back, and I volunteered. Not pretty. Well, one time I got a beautiful top because somebody said, well, here, they had the bag sale.
Yeah.
And I was getting ready to bag. Here, take it. So I got one top that way. I got this, everything I wear is from here.
Well, everything I wear is from here too.
Yeah,
This is where we all buy our clothing at. The pants. Oh no, I got this at an army shop somewhere.
Skechers, and I got them here. The reason why I started volunteering because my husband was a bad heart risk, and he only lived 9 months down here, and I decided, oh, they were so nice to me at the hospital. I said, I'll volunteer here. So I started volunteering there. I worked in pharmacy, and I also did some office work. It was hospice. That's what it was when I started here. I started working for hospice. It was hospice at that time.
Do you remember what year that was?
2006, I think. So I've been here 17 years. And the manager we had, her name was Caroline. And most of the people are good to deal with. You find, hey, in any kind of business, you'll find one piker that you have a problem with. I kind of joke around with the people sometimes. It's better to have a little funny attitude than be mean. I don't think I'm mean, but this is a wonderful place to work for. This is a wonderful place to work. And when I keep saying, I think I'll retire next month. No, you're not. I get always scared. If I say, I don't think I'm going to work much longer. No, yes, you are. You do meet some really wonderful people. And most, like I said, most of the people are very nice. And if they bring their pets in, they know they have to bring that pet for me to pet. I pet all the dogs. I just think it's a wonderful, and they do good.
Well, I've met most of the volunteers here, and I think they're an outstanding crew. The continuing grief group that meets on Thursday, they actually there's even an occasional laugh or two on Thursday.
And I have to say, no, I think volunteering is great. If more people, you get to see part of the world that you don't see. The people, how they react to things and how they act. And we have a couple of nice ones. Like, I just love Reba. She's a good helper.
I hope that this will prove to be an inspiration for
I
anybody
think
that wants to volunteer. People really appreciate your presence and your efforts, and
my age.
well, that's part of it. It's part of the
Part of
mystique.
it is-
It's part of the mystique.
That's right. All I got to say is, I think volunteering is wonderful. It doesn't hurt anybody.
And there's so many benefits to be derived from it.
I can still dance.
Uh-oh.
I can
Don't get
still
me
dance.
started. So, are we dancing?
Huh?
Are we? Okay, practice your disco moves, girl. You and I are going to paint the town.
Ah, you heard that. I didn't say that.
I volunteered.
Being able to crochet and make puzzles. I love doing puzzles. In fact, my little dog and I say, I think I'll go work on a puzzle. He was in that room before I was. Like I said, I don't do it to show off. I do it because it's fun.
I'm done.
All I got to say is what you see is what you get.
That's by the